What is an employee? Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Future in 5. My name is Jacob Morgan. This is where I share my thoughts, ideas, and commentary on the future of work in 5 minutes or less. And today I wanted to talk about a concept that is simple and very basic that many of us just don't pay attention to, even though it is a part of our daily lives for most of us. And that is this idea of what is an employee? Now, in doing research on my first book, or actually my second book on the future of work, the Orange book, I thought it would be interesting to look up the word employee in the dictionary, along with a couple other words. And if you were to look up the word employee in the dictionary, you'll find that the definition is basically somebody that does work for pay. And if you look up synonyms for the word employee, you'll find that actual synonyms for the word employee are cog, servant, and slave. Again, actual synonyms, not making that up. And so it really begs the question of trying to understand what is an employee today? And when you think about the future of work, what is an employee? Is that really what an employee is? A cog, a servant, a slave? And so oftentimes when I work with organizations, I like to ask them a very basic question, and that is, what is an employee at this company? How do you define an employee? What is somebody that works here? And so I think organizations really need to start thinking differently around what an employee actually is. We start to see things like the employee experience. We start to see things like globally connected and distributed. We're starting to see things like freelancers emerge into the mix, the definition. So it really is worth sitting down with your team, or if you're an employee in an organization, sitting down with your managers and thinking about who you are, why you're there. And so I think we should redefine the very basic definition of what an employee is. It's somebody that wants to work at an organization that doesn't necessarily need to work there. Somebody that wants to be a part of an organization that has similar values and beliefs that they individually have. It's somebody that wants to have a great employee experience. It's somebody that is globally distributed yet connected. It could be somebody that is working for multiple companies at the same time. That's very different than having this mentality of a cog, right? It's very, very different. An employee is also somebody that contributes their ideas and their feedback into shaping how the organization actually works, how it operates, and how these employee experiences are created. And that is very, very different than thinking of a cog, a slave, a servant, or somebody that just shows up to get a paycheck. And, that is how our organizations have been built, with this idea that an employee is an expendable cog. And today we're seeing a complete new definition of what that means. But we actually need to sit down with our teams and think about that. And the reason why this is so important is because today the war for talent has never been more fierce. And in order for us to be able to attract and retain people to come work with us, we need to treat them differently, and we need to think about things differently. And that is why employee engagement and innovation and engagement and empowerment and health and wellness and all these different types of programs and ideas are starting to get implemented by organizations. But again, we can't implement and talk about these things unless we start with the very basics of what an employee is. Who are these people that are walking around our offices, or who are these people that we're, working with remotely? Are they cogs? So how do you think about these people that are a part of your organization? I think that is where we need to start with. It's especially an important conversations for chief human resource officers, chief executives, and people that are running that kind of HR function within organizations. So I think it's certainly worth exploring what is an employee. Curious to hear what you think. Leave me a comment below and I will respond. If you want to get access to more episodes of the videos or the podcast, you can visit thefutureorganization.com. If you have any questions for me, you can send me a tweet at Jacob M, or again, you can email me jacob@thefutureorganization.com. And if you are a part of an organization that is interested in teaming up on a series of content, whether it be videos, podcasts, etc., send me an email. Again, jacob@thefutureorganization.com. I'm going to start doing some interesting things with companies in the coming weeks. So, having said that, again, it's back in your court. What is an employee? Curious to hear what you think, and I will see you next time on an episode of The Future in 5. Hey, are you interested in the future of work? If so, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get all the latest content on the future of work and stay up to date on all the latest trends and happenings. Not to mention, you will make me very, very happy. Make sure to subscribe.